everybody, thanks for joining for the pose breakdown today. I got a request recently for pigeon pose, so that is where we're going to start. This is a hip opener pose that most hatha and vinyasa practices do incorporate into full-length classes. So we're going to look at a couple of different variations of this, starting from coming to this pose from downward facing dog. So downward facing dog is very simple, taking your hands, fingers spread wide, coming into a V shape, bringing your head between your hands. Taking the right foot straight back or all the way up, depending on your flexibility. Remember, your flexibility has nothing to do with yoga, it's just where your body is today. Taking your knee into your chest, and then dropping it down behind your right wrist. Taking that left leg, bringing it all the way back, sinking your hip down so that it meets your right heel, and untucking your toes. Walking your hands back towards your hips, stretching out your upper back. You can stay here if this is enough for you. If you want to make this more of a hip opener pose, walk your hands forward, creating a kind of space like a beach ball is in front of you, and you want to go up and over the beach ball. So you can stay on your fingertips, come down to your forearms, or come all the way down to your mat. Staying here for about 5 breaths to let your hips sink into the earth. And then walking back up. To get out of this pose, to go to the other side, you always want to do both sides in yoga. So you're going to plant your hands, tuck your toe under, come back into your downward facing dog. Here you can pedal out your heels, just stretching those calf muscles out, and then taking your left leg up or all the way up, and then bringing your knee into your chest, dropping it down so that your leg is at an angle, meeting your left heel with your right hip. Walking the hands back, creating that space in your spine, staying here, or envisioning that beach ball coming all the way forward, and staying for at least 5 breaths. Once you want to get out of this pose, walking your hands back up, and then coming into your downward facing dog, tucking your toe under, bringing that left foot to meet the right. There are a couple of variations of this pose with props. So if you want to grab a block like this or a blanket, whatever you have available to you, you're going to go into this pose one more time, coming up into your downward facing dog. Take your right leg out or all the way up, bringing your right knee once again behind your right wrist, taking your left hip back to meet your heel. And then you're going to take your block, and if your hip doesn't go all the way to the ground, you don't want to sink your hips down towards the ground like this. You want to stay up and bring your block underneath your hip. That way you're bringing the earth closer to you, and you still have that stability in your hip. So if you wanted to stay here, or come all the way down, it just gives you a little bit more stability instead of balancing on that back leg, which is what you don't want for a hip opener. So now that we've gone over pigeon, please practice that for the next couple of days, and I will incorporate it into the class on Sunday, and I can't wait until you guys go through that class. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below, and remember to subscribe to my page. Namaste.